Hey losers, I'm Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with a video I meant to make like 3 months ago. 3 months, yes. Anyway, I'm here today with the best indie books I read in 2022. These did not all come out in 2022, but some of them were new releases, some of them were not. All of them were fucking fantastic though. I always like to share my favorite horror books of the year, and god damn it, I meant to do this so long ago, but like life is fucking weird and wild and my life has been very busy lately, and that's okay. That's okay. But like I really want to talk about this shit because I love being able to support authors that I really love. You're not gonna see this like from a traditional publisher, you know what I mean? And there are reasons for that sometimes because they are dirty and wicked and I fucking love them, right? Anyways, here I am with the best indie books I read last year. First up is Waif by Samantha Kolesnik. Oh fuck, this book was just so wickedly beautiful. This is about a woman named Angela. She's in this like super, and like I know people say toxic relationship, they just label anything that's like not good that, right? But like Angela and her husband are in a fucking toxic relationship. They are two people who fucking hate, like they're purposely doing things to hurt each other. However, Angela's husband, it doesn't really matter how he feels about her, he feels like he should control her. And so she doesn't feel like she can leave him. It's very twisted. But Angela, she is also a flawed person, and she becomes obsessed with this man she sees at the grocery store. They have a short interaction, a very, very brief interaction, and she decides that this is her soulmate. God made this man for her. And she will do anything to get his attention. She really thinks that they're soulmates, they're made for each other. And she like straight up tells her husband this, and this sends their relationship, and this sends her husband especially, into this really weird dark place. This book is dark, there is some BDSM in it, there is some strange body horror in it. This kind of reminded me of The Fly in a certain scene, the Jeff Goldblum 1982 Fly? Is that what year it was? I don't remember. But wait, it's a fly. God, now it's gonna bug me. Was it 1982? 1986, neither of my guesses were. Oh god damn it. My brain is full of useless knowledge that is like literally fucking useless because it's not even correct. Anyway, this book, fucking beautiful. It is gross. It is like sexy. And it's gross and sexy. What more could you ask for? I mean, Samantha Kolesnik, I've read 2 of her fucking novellas, and I've read like maybe 1 or 2 of her short stories. She's just somebody who I'm automatically going to buy because she has these like really interesting female characters in her books, and she's got these really strange ideas. And I really fucking love them. So that is Waif. It was such a banger. Next on my list is The Nightly Disease by Max Booth III. This could maybe be part memoir. I don't know if Max has come out and said it, but this is about a man named Isaac who works as the auditor, like the night clerk at a hotel. So he has the night shift. He goes from, what is it, probably like 11 to 7. And Max also, in the foreword of this, or whatever it's called, is there a foreword? I don't know. But I mean, he, you know, was also a night auditor. So like, who's to say that these events didn't happen to Max Booth? We'll never know. But Isaac, he's kind of a fucking weirdo. He is a night creature. He is kind of schlubby and weird and gross. Not like always a likable character. However, he is very fucking funny. And I think Max Booth writes these like, these books that are like kind of horrifying and like kind of hilarious at the same time. I think Max Booth is so fucking funny. He is a great follower on social media. But anyway, Isaac, he gets himself into sort of a situation he cannot get himself out of, and it just like snowballs into this gigantic fuck, right? It's like terrible. He cannot get out of this situation, and it's like funny and dreadful and strange all at the same time. Just what I've come to expect from Max Booth, who is also an author where it's like, if he writes a book, I'm going to be buying it. I need to catch up on his back catalog, but this one was great. So fucking weird. Just like perfectly strange. Next, a book I've talked about a lot. This is Below by Laurel Hightower. Laurel Hightower is also an author who writes just fantastic female characters. They're just so full of depth. They feel like real people, and the thoughts that these characters have sometimes are so profound. It's like, I want to get this quote tattooed on my body because it's so like fucking poignant. And I think Sam Kolesnik, like a lot of her writing does that to me too, where it's like holy fuck, someone sees me, someone sees me, you know what I mean? But anyway, this story is about God, what's her name? Abby, I think? Addie, sorry. Addie. And Addie is recently separated from her husband. She has an interesting relationship with him. She's been dependent on him for a lot of the relationship. And so like she's doing this really big thing for herself right now as we start this book, where she is taking a road trip by herself, which is something she would not previously really do. And she is going to visit a horror con. And we all love that, right? But this is hard for her, and she is doubtful of herself, and she has this like voice of her husband in her head telling her she can't fucking do this. And it gets hard for her when like a sudden winter storm hits, and she's at this truck stop, and a kind trucker offers to let her follow him through like the upcoming mountain pass, just so, you know, in case anything bad happens, he'll be there, right? And something bad does happen, but it doesn't happen to Addie, it happens to the truck driver. He drives off a fucking cliff, and she goes to help him because she's a kind person, and just this like terrible series of events unfolds. It's very fucking creepy. There is a lot of really great imagery in this. It's a great creature feature, if you couldn't already tell from the cover. It takes place in West Virginia, and it might have something to do with Mothman. So fantastic, but not like our sweet feathered Mothman. This is like a weird leathery, like hairless bat owl Mothman. And she just really has to like help herself in a way she's not used to doing. Addie does. And it's just a really fucking great book. I just blew through it. It was fantastic. Laurel Hightower is a great feminist writer, a great feminist horror fiction writer, and I can't wait to read like everything she ever comes out with. The end. Okay, my next two choices are by the same author, Eric LaRocca. He wrote We Can Never Leave This Place, which is about a young girl named Mara. Mara is in some sort of fucking place that doesn't seem like it's our world as we know it. It could be apocalyptic, maybe post-apocalyptic, because it seems like the place she lives in is a fucking hellhole. And there are some strange things that happen in this that make it seem like this isn't quite our world. But you'll have to, you know, read that and decide for yourself. At the very beginning of this story, there is a knock at the door, and it is some men with like her father's corpse. He fucking died. And the building that Mara and her pregnant mother live in is like slowly filling up with like sewage water. It's disgusting. It's like decrepit, crumbling, you know what I mean? And like now her caretaker is dead, and her mother is pregnant, and like she just does not have a great relationship with her mother anyways. She never has. And then shortly after this, while her father's corpse is still just like laying in their house, there is another knock at the door, and it's somebody who's offering some help, but this person's help comes with a cost. This book gets really strange. You never know exactly what's reality and what isn't. And yeah, it goes some places that are quite disturbing. This was a great book. Another one where it's like, I sat down, and I just fucking read the whole thing. Unputdownable. Eric LaRocca's writing is like so beautiful and gruesome at the same time. He is just such a great author. Eric is great. So like, no surprise that when also They Were Here Before Us came out, like I also loved this. This one doesn't have a big plot. This is like, it's called A Novella in Pieces. They are short stories and they're just all great. So it has like these fucking gorgeous illustrations. Like, how is this just the price of a book when it has all these beautiful illustrations? You know what I mean? This is really interesting. There is a story that I really love that's not told from the perspective of a human, which was great and like terribly fucking sad. I don't know. He just has morbid, beautiful writing. I don't know like what else to say besides that. You'll have to, if you haven't tried Eric's work before, you have to pick it up. Eric writes fucking beautifully. And last, a book that I found super interesting last year. This is Fairest Flesh by K.B. Kulski. And I wouldn't say that this is like the best book that I read last year, but I thought it was so interesting. This is about Countess Bathory, Elizabeth Bathory, and like how she became to be the legend today. If that name isn't ringing a bell, this is the countess who is rumored to have bathed in the blood of like the country girls around surrounding her castle to keep her youth. So we meet that Elizabeth and like how she became, you know, like maybe why there are these rumors, if they are rumors. I mean, this obviously is not nonfiction. It makes some assumptions. The author made a story about this person, but it was a really fantastic historical horror that was like witchy, and I would say that this could probably count as like folk horror. There are a couple different characters that we follow, which was kind of interesting. It's like you start out and you're with Elizabeth, right? And then like some stuff happens in her life and you're seeing her life from somebody else's point of view. And then you're seeing a little bit further down the line and we're following somebody else. And while this is all happening, there is kind of a, what should we call her? It says a witch, I guess, which I guess she kind of is, but she's like, she has a physical defect that makes people kind of want to shun her, but she has all this knowledge of like the plants surrounding this area, and Elizabeth needs her because I believe she has like seizures, and this witch can make a tincture for her to take that kind of keeps those at bay. That, you know, this person's really important to the plot, it turns out, and things like that. So this was folk horror, it was historical horror, it was an interesting take on like this story that a lot of us have heard of already, and I really like that. Anyway, those are my 6 favorite indie books that I read last year. I would love to know if you read any of these and what you thought about them. What were your favorite indie books, either like of last year or that you read last year? Either way, I'd love to hear. That's all I have for you today though. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you later. Goodbye.